Holy Clancy Brown supervillain, Batman! Tiki here.
Dan Blue Dragon 5.
And I have just gotten done watching through Batman, the animated series, for the first time. And now we are making our leap into Justice League. Dragon, tell them why we're here.
Well, you see, folks, long ago I made a vow to educate Tiki in the ways of Batman, the animated series, serving as his spirit guide to Gotham in a way. But now, Batman's become part of a bigger universe, and the mission goes on as we enter the greater DCAU.
And with that in mind, we're talking tonight about the Season 1 two-parter, Injustice for All. Defeat him with your words, Batman! The power of vocabulary!
Yeah.
Putting sentences next to each other in combinations that'll get the result that you want, and so on and so forth.
A little much. Maybe
all right, I know. So, Dragon, I'm not gonna lie. It's fine. Like, I do really like the Batman manipulation stuff, and I'm sure that's probably like the main reason why we're covering this episode. The supervillain stuff is good. I'm not gonna lie. I think the team has way too many villains on it. I really do think the team could have been I think there could have been a benefit to literally just cutting like half of the team and focusing on maybe 3 or 4 characters here. But with that in mind, it has some fun stuff. Dragon, I honestly think this is probably my biggest exposure to Clancy Brown, Lex Luthor yet. So that's that's one thing that's really fun, especially because we're in the middle of Dexter, obviously. And no, I have not watched the new episode yet. I need to get on it. But I don't know, Dragon. There's a few characters here where I'm just like, why are you even here? You're literally just kind of like sucking up air, buddy. And then there's also a couple characters where I'm left a little bit confused as to their motivations.
Well, it's kind of money, Tiki. That's pretty much the motivation. It's money.
Nah, I shouldn't say motivation. I should more say Dragon, I know you literally explained what the humanoid is.
Humanite.
Humanite. I'm sorry. But I just can't get past the fact that he feels so much like Corella Grodd. It literally feels like the same character. It bothers me. But I like this episode fine. I do. I just don't think it's the straight. Honestly, Dragon, if I'm being totally frank with you, I think out of all the Justice League stuff that I have watched, this would probably rank towards the bottom. But it was still a fun time, and obviously, I think seeing Batman kick some ass with words is very in character, and I think that this thumbnail that we have now with that smirky ass smile on his face kind of sums it all up. Not my favorite, but a fun time nonetheless.
So also, just to get this in there, so in case anyone's wondering, because we have Tom Beast in the comments.
Yeah, hey there, Tom Beast. First of all, I hope you had a good Christmas, buddy. Anyways, he said, you guys, glad to see you back to Justice League. Yeah, Tom Beast, I just want to point out, thanks for your patience on that. Obviously, I had my surgery earlier in the month, and it kind of put me out of commission to do beat-by-beat recaps for a while. So that's why we had a little bit of a hiatus with the animated Batcave. So thanks for your patience there. Tom Beast says, also known as the episode where Batman trolls the shit out of the villains. Indeed.
Yep.
And Tom Beast is also so I'm assuming that this is probably the first episode of Justice League, at least, that focuses primarily on Luthor.
Yes, that is correct. Yes.
Okay.
So again, I want to fill in the blank here so folks know, because we're kind of putting Tiki under observation within his exposure to the DCAU as a whole here. I've shown him clips, the Batman-centric clips that is very minimal, not enough to necessitate us covering the episode, even if we are just focusing on the Batman parts, just to kind of between episodes. So he's been looped in on all the important.
I had no idea what the fuck was going on in most of them.
That's the thing. So basically, he's seen basically kind of the greatest hits of Batman.
It's like Aquaman's evil somehow. Okay.
Well, it was like the whole, anyway. The point being, so I've shown him the Batman clips from Enemy Below, Paradise Lost, and Brave and the Bold, and Fury. And the big thing to note there, Brave and the Bold, you have a little bit of the tentpole wonder bats going on, a little bit of that.
And Dragon, by all intents and purposes, I know I really should just go back and watch those episodes, just
which you are free to do. You can go back. You can go backwards always.
All right. Okay, so you got some background on this?
Yes, I do. All right. So this is directed by the great Butch Lukic, who directed Mad Love, Secret Origins, Parts 1 and 3 from Justice League. We'll start with, this is written by the great Stan Berkowitz. I love me some Berkowitz. Stan Berkowitz, the man who brought us Never Fear and World's Finest Part 3, and also adapted the Darwin Cook story, New Frontier, into the animated movie. Which is
Stan the man.
Yes. Also, did episode Superman that has an Easter egg in this episode, Brave New Metropolis.
Oh, nice.
Okay, the studio worked on this. Coco. Yes, it was a Coco. It's a Coco did the animation on this. The chorus of Coco having basically Sub-Zero, Mad Love, Secret Origins. Again, this is pretty much a standard fare in which Coco was kind of spliced in with Dong Yang for many years, and essentially then became the go-to studio for all of Justice League once Dong Yang.
That is one thing I do want to point out, that this episode's animation in particular, I'm sure we'll get to it. I really love some of the designs on, especially Luthor and Joker in particular. I really think the designs on them really stand out, and the animation's very fluid. So I can definitely see, as we're going into the DCAU, the animation is definitely taking a step up.
Oh, for sure. And again, you have some revamped designs that were made to be, because Justice League pretty much is like, okay, if we can't have our heroes with their single shows, we're just going to put all the heroes that we can in DCAU within the Justice League, and then Justice League Unlimited. So that's kind of where it goes. That's why we have a lot of revamped designs for the better that kind of blend with the aesthetic well. All right.
I was so happy to see. Obviously, I've seen Joker in Justice League before, but this is probably the biggest context I've seen of him in. It's such a great design, Dragon. It really is.
It is. So yeah.
Hot take here. I honestly think Justice League Joker might be my favorite of the DCEU Jokers.
Yeah. Fun fact. I believe technically, you have. Technically it's Static Shock that had the revamped Joker, as well as
really?
Batman.
Oh, that's trippy.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was Static, and then Return of the Jokers when they
because he just fits so well into this new aesthetic.
Well, that's the thing.
And I also like that it's it's kind of like a callback to the original animated series look, but kind of more refined in a way.
Yes, that's the thing. So they revamped the Joker and gave him lips and everything, I believe, with Static Shock. And then Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, because we had the flashback scene, which we had to see Joker kind of revamped, and they basically use that revamp anytime he appears in the DCA. That's why in Justice League he looks so good. All right, let's see. So again, just overall, this is very much the episode. The big reason we're talking about this one, the main important kind of layer to this one, is this is very much the episode where we start to blend the classic DCAU favorites like Batman the Animated Series and Superman the Animated Series in with the greater, DC animated universe that we're in the process of building with Justice League. So this is where it all kind of really begins to come together between the two shows. Like outside of they're meeting each other. This is like, okay, well now we're building the universes. We're doing this via the new villains and the new heroes, and kind of learning a little bit about them through their villains in this case. Big landmark evolutions to reflect the advancement and kind of the shake-up and status quo. For example, exposing Lex as a criminal. This is a huge deal. Like in Superman the Animated Series, he was like the king.
I love how it's like Superman the Animated Series. It's like literally the whole run. He's just like this philanthropist, and then right now it's just like it's over Lex.
So that was always the really cool thing with Lex in this episode. Is that okay? This is a huge shift. Also, we did the Kryptonite cancer plot from the comics.
Okay, can I just say the Kryptonite cancer thing feels like a way better version of the Harry Osborn Green Goblin disease thing from Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, where do you think they got it from? So let's see. So very much, they're distancing. The goal of season one of Justice League in this episode really is we're going to distance ourselves from Super Friends as much as we can. We're going to update Super Friends, and
Totally.
the big thing with the namesake and the Injustice gang of it all is okay. We're going to team up the villains, which seems like a no brainer when you have a team of superheroes. Which again is what Super Friends did as well with the Legion of Doom. Now that's the thing. Because they wanted to distance themselves, you're probably looking at this, you're probably wondering, why aren't they called the Legion of Doom? There's Lex. Here's why. They wanted to distance themselves from Super Friends, but eventually, once they've done everything, because again, the running gag with the Justice League
at a
animated
certain
series,
point, you're just like, all right, yeah, this definitely isn't Super Friends.
yeah. Well, here's the thing. Because they were really worried about that, and the problem was, as Justice League went on, they kept thinking they were going to get canceled or end after every season. So because of that, it's like, okay, well, they
kind of
reached
like
the point.
Legend of Korra of its day.
Essentially, yes. So that's why they ended big, like after season 2.
Being a sequel series and everything.
Yes. So again, after Unlimited and Justice League, they kind of end big, thinking, how can we possibly top this? And then they have to top it again. And then the last season has the Legion of Doom in there finally, because again, it's like, well, we've done everything else. Let's do Legion of Doom, I guess. So this is kind of like, this is the beginning of that arc where like season 1 we had the fill-in for the Legion of Doom, and then we're eventually going to get there in like the last season of the whole shebang.
So, Dragon, I have one quick question just to
Sure.
kind of like clear. This is a very simple question.
Okay, what do you got?
Justice League Unlimited, is that essentially like how the different seasons of the Batman the Animated Series were kind of titled different things, or is it like is it like a significant like step up in the continuity? What's the deal with Unlimited?
Well, okay, it's the same universe, same show, and all that. It's just basically the roster expanded. Where Unlimited, it was like, okay, well, they went from your 7 members of the Justice League to it's like 52 members.
Okay, got it. All right,
Yeah.
so we have that guy in the comments. Happy to see you, that guy. Hope you had a good holiday. He says any superhero team will be called the Super Friends as an insult at some point in their lives. It's a rule.
That has become kind of the rule. We keep name dropping the Super Friends as like a gag of like what they call it. It's in comics, it's in the animated adaptations, in the live action adaptations. We're always making fun of the Super Friends.
All right, so what Tom Beast has some stuff to say. He says this is an episode where it continues where Superman left off, particularly with a special green rock.
Oh, yeah.
So was that the cliffhanger of Superman the Animated Series? Was the Kryptonite then?
Well, it was more so other things, but Lex, we did have a bit of Lex in the finale. I mean, this the idea like Superman the Animated Series, Lex always had the Kryptonite, and this is like the call, like what would happen?
Okay, got it.
Kryptonite. So it's kind of like it's like the big continuation is what we're going to talk about very soon. We'll get there.
Yeah. And Tom Beast points out some of the continuity with the Kryptonite. Anything you want to get into in particular with any of those comments, Dragon?
Let me. Can you throw that one on the screen?
Yeah, he's got a couple of them. This one, first of all, it's kind of long, so I'll let you read it.
All right. So if you remember in a Superman episode, one of Lex's scientists wanted to study more about the Kryptonite, but Lex had him silence. Yeah, that sounds on right. Because if you remember, World's Finest, there was actually a subtle hint. I don't know how intentional this was. It might have been a retroactive thing where they had the Jade statue of the Jade Dragon statue, which is made out of solid kryptonite. Now, the owner of that statue died, so they kind of set the seeds that this owner had this kryptonite statue for a long time, and pretty much people have owned it who held it on for a long time died because of the radiation. So there you go. There was definitely some hints at it. I think it's kind of a happy accident personally, but because the kryptonite, Luthor having kryptonite cancer was kind of a recent thing in the comics when they adapted that. So yeah.
All right, and then another one from Tom Beast.
Though had this not happened, kryptonite would have stayed in the museum Lex owned and killed hundreds of people. Yes, so when they introduced kryptonite,
that is a weirdly dark observation.
Actually, Tiki, fun fact, real quick, we got to get into the episode.
Yeah, I know we do. Yeah,
one of my favorite Superman the Animated Series episodes is the introduction of Kryptonite. It's like this great jazzy episode. I love it. And Lex basically he had the Kryptonite was in a museum. I think Lex was dedicating. I guess he owned it actually. But so it's kind of a fun fact. Yeah, the Kryptonite Lex was always destined to have that Kryptonite in some way, shape, or form. He's caused so much trouble with it.
Uh-huh. All right, Dragon, I want to throw like one quick discussion point, like
All
general
right.
discussion point out there before we get into the
All right.
episode.
Okay, what do you got?
So like I said, I do think even still my big critique of this episode is the fact that for me, as someone who's not really familiar with a lot of these villains, it's just a lot to keep track of. And I think this the better scenario here, and that's kind of why I'm not loving this episode. Like I can totally see if you're a DCEU completionist. I'm sorry, I keep calling it the DCEU. I know it's the DCAU. I'm sorry.
That was always what bothered me, and I was always afraid of what happened once they called it. Hey, we're going to call it the DCEU. It was like, oh,
right,
what
right.
if people mix it up?
But I'm sure completionists like this episode a lot more, and if I go back and fill in the blanks, I'm sure I will too. But I think the better way to solve the villain problem here, at least the problem for me, is either cut the number of villains or have this be a 3-parter where you can really flesh out each villain story. Right. Because as it stands now, I don't know, it's just like like a couple of the villains stand out, but I really feel like all you need is like kind of like Luthor, Grundy, Joker, and Humanoid. I don't really think
Humanite.
I knew I would get that wrong. I'm sorry.
He's the last
I don't
thing
really
from
think
Humanoid.
any more than that. I honestly think any of the other characters that show up are kind of just tertiary at that point.
Right.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you, the interesting thing about this episode is that, again, as I said, they're kind of expanding the universe by the only 2 characters that we know of this lineup. You're just going in based on the DCAU alone. It's like, okay, well, you know Luthor and you know Joker. All the rest of these guys are brand spanking new, and they're kind of
are
like,
they? Okay.
They're kind of like flavors. Like, okay, well, here's kind of what we're looking at. If you know if you do know these characters, like, okay, that's why they're kind of arranged.
So it's more so comic fans that would probably get a kick out of this.
Yeah, like they'll get a real kick out of it. Otherwise, you are
okay.
So you're getting like a first boots on the ground. Okay, who are these characters? Like, see what's kind of grabbing you, you know?
And like I said, I really do feel like if it was a 3-parter, maybe, then the charters would have time to get more fleshed out.
You're right about that. We don't really flesh them out all that much.
I mean, obviously, I know who Cheetah is just by pop culture osmosis, of course, but yeah. I feel like we'll get into her. I'm not really a big fan of how she's portrayed here, but all right, Dragon, let's get into it.
Okay, so part 1. So long story short, Lex monologues to Superman before he seemingly kills him with Kryptonite. And again, folks, this is the last we see of Business Lex in the DCAU.
So he's basically going to be like in the suit, like in full on supervillain mode at this point forward.
Yeah. There's going to put
that's great. Dragon again. I can't emphasize enough. I really love the suit. I mean, obviously, we'll get into it, but
let me put it this way: there's only going to be one brief moment when he's back in the business suit that we will cover, and it's a glorious moment when he's back in that business suit. We won't get that for a long time. So it's a brilliant moment. But yeah, so this is so Lex Superman's asking essentially for a confession of how he got the weapons past customs, and sold them to the terrorists. So, Luthor monologues, he bribed here and there, and we reveal Superman is in fact not dying because he's the Martian Manhunter. Yep, it's a new ball game, Lex. Yeah, again. This is the wonderful thing of like, okay, well, Lex is not used to dealing with Superman with friends. You're like, oh god, like a whole Justice League. So this is what I'm talking. This is what I really.
And you know what? I will throw a compliment this episode's way is that I do think that the Justice League stuff, like the Justice League stuff, really shines. I do think that they have a lot of good team dynamics. They work off of each other really well. I feel like all the characters have at least one moment. Besides, arguably, maybe Wonder Woman. I don't remember her doing much.
Yeah, Wonder Woman's the trick. Honestly, I think Wonder Woman's always the trickiest character because all they could do for is because they never gave her like a full animated series, which she absolutely could have touted. I think really
totally, yeah.
They can only give her episodes. Like a few of the clips I sent you were from Wonder Woman centric episodes. So
okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
that's as much as they were allowed to do with her. They can give her centric episodes or 2-parters to herself, but until the whole Batman Wonder Woman,
I feel like Hawkgirl honestly works better in the team dynamic.
Oh, she does. And basically, Wonder Woman really picks up once they do the full-on Batman-Wonder Woman relationship. So that's kind of where that goes. Until then, it's kind of there's only so much.
That guy. It's funny that guy kind of brings this up because he says, I mean, we don't have to get into it now. We'll get into it when the character's introduced. But that guy says, my knowledge of DC villains is most of the Batman villains, Darkseid, and Lex Luthor. I also know there's a talking gorilla somewhere in there. Well, Dragon, apparently there's multiple talking gorillas.
To be fair, there's really
apparently.
To be fair, there's really just 2. But
Okay, well, there are just two that are hyper intelligent. It's an oddly specific thing.
All right. Okay.
All right.
We'll get there.
Dog B says, "I can imagine where Soup asks for help and brings in bringing Lex down. I can feel Batman was thinking, I sure want payback after Lex wasted my money and ruined my date
From World's Finest.
God.
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
that guy said, only if the DCU was going to was going on now, Wonder Woman would definitely have a show.
Absolutely.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, of course. So, fun. Here's something to file away, Tiki. Batman was given the kryptonite and he stored it away in a lead compartment in his belt. Remember that, Tiki. That might come back. A little telltale thing.
Tiki will remember this.
Exactly. All right.
I
so
probably won't, but
well,
worth a shot.
All right. So
you never know what gets retained up here.
Never know. All right, so Martian Manhunter saying, well, it's the end of an era. And of course, Lex uses this as an opportunity to escape using the contingency here. He escapes in this rocket, this aircraft. Now, this aircraft, by the way, this is the little deep pool. They reused the model from Brave New Metropolis, which is like kind of a what if Superman became. It was like one of the original good versions of what if Superman became a despot stories. And that the DCAU did before they really did something special with it later in Justice League, which we'll get to. The point being, they kind of reused the model there, and Stan Berkowitz wrote that episode too, so that's kind of cute. All right, so Superman gives chase. Lex falls ill, and he crashes. And this moment always got me. Oh my god!
This moment really got to me too. I love how dramatic it is. Like Superman, like goes in a flash. Get it?
Yeah.
Sorry. Just in an instant, he goes from like utterly pursuing Lex to like very, very concerned. Like you see the very human side of Superman in that moment.
I loved it so much. Just the sheer concern for his arch nemesis. So we then reveal that Lex. We reveal that Lex, he's again, this is a great evolution for Superman and Lex here, where it's just ultimately Lex is undoing here. Again, pulled from the comic where Lex has gotten kryptonite poisoning and now is terminal cancer because of it, and all because of the ultimate symbol of that kryptonite. His hatred for Superman gave him literal cancer.
I love it. I love it. Delicious irony, Shakespearean.
And just Superman, this is what's killing me in this scene. It's so great. Superman just feels awful about this, and he wishes like he, just wish, I don't know. He just feels like he couldn't be more supportive here. Like he just feels awful, and I feel for him so much. And like, oh god, it's like this. He wishes there was something he could do, but clearly there's nothing stopping the hatred of the inferiority of Lex Luthor.
All right. Okay, we have John Kelling in the comments here. I appreciate it, guys. I did think we'd get this many people tonight. John says kryptonite cancer is such a good trope. And also, Dragon, just a bit of self-promotion for ourselves. John Kelling is actually going to be on something special coming up very soon. Would you like to promote it for the other folks here?
Yeah, sure. Yes, we have a not a DC related thing. We have a Marvel related thing. It's going to be ending the old year as we bridge into the new year. This week, we are doing the last Disney debates of 2021, and it is in fact a Spider-Man debate.
Yeah, so we're going to be having one question from each of the three Spider-Verses. Not including the animated Spider-Verse. I'm sure there'll be some animated Spider-Verse stuff in the speed round, but I digress. The live-action Spider-Verses.
Yes, those are kind of our main round questions.
Says, why was I told about this debate? Blind debate, John. We're throwing you in.
We got our hooks into them.
No prep. You don't even know what the answers are going to be. All right. Anyways.
All right. Okay. So, by the way,
I argue is Paul Giamatti Rhino is the best villain.
Could happen. Tune in and find out, folks. Again, that'll be. It's going to be Tuesday.
Tuesday. What time?
10 Eastern.
10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Be there. All right.
Yes. All right, also, by the way, so with the redesigns, you'll notice if you ever watch the Superman the Animated Series, they kind of toned down the Telly Savalas look on Lex. He's he used to be kind of like a little more. They tried to make him look exactly like Telly Savalas, had kind of like an olive skin thing going on, but they kind of dialed it back here. It's a little kind of continuity note going forward. Okay, so the point being, Superman feels awful. He wish he can make this up to Lex, and it just doesn't go well. Superman he interrupts Superman tries like Lex, all that doesn't matter now. Lex is just like, you've done enough. He's just ticked off at him. So we're on Stryker's Island, which is where the Superman villains go. And I love how cushy the prison wing is in Stryker's Island. They got
I
TVs.
do too. Yeah.
The nice sound, again, I guess the non-violent crowd, or again the money, kind of truth to power, truth to money, that sort of thing. So Luthor's cellmate, well, not a cellmate, but his cell neighbor, is the Ultra Humanite, who's watching opera very loudly in the adjacent cell. So Lex strikes up a deal with the Humanite to escape. And again, these are two classic Superman villains, by the way. So here's the thing. So the Ultra Humanite was technically, from what I understand in comics, the first Superman villain. Now, the Ultra Human, everyone forgets that. They think it's always Lex, and Lex is up there. He's iconic. But the Ultra Humanite was a mad scientist who turned himself into a gorilla, trying to advance himself, his intelligence, and he got the swelled brain. He got the swelled brain, but also became a gorilla. So that's the whole shtick there.
Okay, so Gorilla Grodd is actually a gorilla.
Yes, that's the difference.
Humanite looks like a gorilla.
Exactly, very simple. Okay, plus other thing, dark gorilla, white gorilla, albino gorilla. It's very
all right. That's
okay. Gorilla, it's like white with the red. He always looks like that. Gorilla Grodd, just gorilla with a hat. Sometimes with a hat. Okay.
All right. Let's see. That guy says. Let's see. Basically he's saying that in this episode they do the Batman and Superman dynamic better in 2 minutes than they do in 2 hours. And I assume he's talking about Dawn of Justice.
I would hope so. Yes.
All right. Atong B says, I think Ultra Humanite only helped betray Lex just to get back at him for making fun of opera.
Oh god.
Let's see. John Killing says, I think Lex looks pretty tan in Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. Maybe that's how we really got cancer.
It'd be kind of fun to work.
You know what? Like we want to cushion the blow. Well, honestly, what do you think would be the worst way to get cancer, Dragon? Just if you were just like really into vanity and your looks and the tan of it all, or just like through the kryptonite of it all?
I don't know if that's really a well thought out question, Tiki, but
I'm just saying it's kind of like a question of like vanity or a question of like greed, and I don't know. I'll drop it.
All right. Yeah, but no, seriously though. I mean, again, if he looks paler here, then he might. I don't know. They might have shaded him kind of back or like in the middle down the line. But with that though, it raise the question: like, could it be the kryptonite cancer that's made him really pale all of a sudden? It's a good idea. That could be possible. I never thought of it that way. Okay, so Ian Buckman, he voices the Ultra Human. I always love the Ultra Human, mainly because of this episode, and also he's in the Christmas episode, which is Comfort and Joy, which is really nice.
Is he in that? Oh fuck, that makes me feel stupid that I don't remember that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so I've always kind of my analogy for Ultra Human. He's basically Gorilla Grodd meets Frasier. That's pretty much the best way.
Oh, hold on, this is a much better headcanon. I'm sorry. That guy says Lex actually got cancer from the tan salon and blamed it on Superman to make himself feel better.
Oh, God.
It's also just to kind of have something to like wag in Superman's face, like, you did this, Superman.
Yeah.
I know it was me trying to kill you with it, but still, if you weren't around.
I just want to highlight that was really good acting by Clancy Brown in that scene though, when he was just like he's like the band, like just the ego on Lex, and then just like this intellectual man, just the thing that he can't change with money or power, just having to accept it with Superman there, the humiliation on his ego there.
You know what's funny is that I feel like with Clancy Brown and the Lex Luthor character, obviously both of them are very money centric. It's just Lex is much more intellectual about it.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. All right, let's see. So again, Lex strikes up a deal with the Humanite to escape. let's see. It says like, what do I need? I have everything I need right here. It says everyone needs money. The question is, how much?
Mhm.
Okay, so Humanite feigns being sick in bed for a little escape plot going on there. Let's see. So we're in Metropolis as they escape. They have a little diversion so the police don't go after them. That diversion is a bomb. Big old bomb, which then leads to an amazing Batman moment. He's in the episode again.
Is
So,
Bane in the building?
what?
I said, is Bane in the building?
No, not this time.
Because we have a bomb.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So this scene, I kind of call the DCAU's homage to Spider-Man 2. No, I think this came probably way before Spider-Man 2. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it does. Yeah.
no, it does. But every time I see it, I think it's that scene from Spider-Man 2. But regardless, Batman in a burning building to save a frightened little girl. Yes, love it. I love when Batman saves people, especially when he saves children. Literally, we epitomize the mission of Batman. Little girl saying, "I'm scared," and he says, "Don't be." It's like it's going to be all right. That's the mission statement of Batman condensed down to one moment. Visiting children on their worst day when they're frightened by acts of crime and assuring them it's going to be all right. That's the Batman.
Yeah, definitely. Well said. Well said.
All right, so Batman's racing through the burning building.
Did I just say the fire effects look really good?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. I love how intense it is. Like literally, it's such a
yeah.
terrifying shot where basically Batman's trying to exit the building with the girl. The stairway gives out, so like he's on like just like the little platform of stairway after all the stairs are gone in this burning building, and he falls seemingly into a fire pit. Thankfully, last minute save by Hawkgirl.
John Kelly says this is the first appearance of Solomon Grundy, right? In the DCAU.
Yes,
yeah.
it is.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see. So Hawk, he has a little moment with Hawkgirl, and that he's not used to being saved. Well, it says, you're not. I'm used to being thanked. I'm not used to being saved. Again, I think the in the arc of Batman at this point in DCA is that Batman's out of his comfort zone on a team, and he's kind of confronting the question of like what does Batman bring to the table? This is the episode that really lingers on the point of like, Batman doesn't have, he's amongst gods. Like, what does he bring to the table? And that's kind of why we have Batman in an episode where he doesn't fight anybody and he still comes out on top.
Totally.
So that's the point. I think this episode is the big answer to like, why is Batman on the team? Well, here's why he's on the team.
All right. Okay. So meanwhile, Dragon, we have a terrifying enemy. It's the cheetah. Oh my god.
I just love that Lex didn't give any of them a heads up for this anti-Justice League that's about to assemble, like the meet and greet. It's like, yeah, we'll let them kind of fall in there.
It's Kristen Wiig. Run for your life.
Yeah, see, this is why I wanted to get things done before Wonder Woman came out, but clearly we had languished. So
anyway, I like this cheetah better than Kristen Wiig, but not by as much as I should. I'll say that.
All right. Well, anyway, so cheetah here. This is the same one, by the way. In case there are a couple different cheetahs throughout the ages. This is the exact one that is in the Wonder Woman movie. Barbara Ann Minerva. Only this one. She's through science, I believe, she turned herself into a cheetah, if I recall. All right. Let's see. Okay, we have Copperhead. She kind of bumps into Copperhead, and then we meet the Shade, as well as Grundy. Now, Grundy, voiced by Mark Hamill. So, what do you think of the Shade, man?
You sound so enthusiastic about that.
Well, I remember you were a little intrigued by the Shade when I brought up Stargirl season 2. So this is like a kind of a sampling.
Dragon, this is what I'm talking about with like the screen time. He just didn't get a lot to like. I think his power's cool. Don't get me wrong. That's what I'm saying.
Just with the power, I just want to know what you
the power is
the
cool.
Whole, the gimmick and the design and stuff. Yeah,
but I mean, as far as personality goes, I didn't get much.
Yeah. I think his power is just really cool and creepy because he's a Flash foe. So how can you defeat the Flash? Well, he's gonna blind the Flash with darkness. Like he can't run where you can't.
No, that is a cool concept for sure, and his design is cool. Like I said, it's just like there's so many characters on this team that it's just hard to leave much of an impression.
Yeah, sure. Again, I kind of
Copperhead kind of falls into that same vein, honestly.
No question with Copperhead. Yeah, honestly, I kind of look at it as more of this is just like the potluck of villains where they'll pop up again down the line, but this is where you want to Just kind of get
Sure,
a
sure. I
sampling
mean,
of
that
where they're
makes
going.
sense. Yeah.
And again, it's like, hey, if you recognize them from the guys, okay, here are a few Batman villains, here's some Green Lantern villains, and here's some Superman villains, and so on and so forth. Okay, so then we have Star Sapphire, who's the Hal Jordan Green Lantern's foe.
And I hate to say it, but she is like probably like the anti MVP of the episode. Like she doesn't drag it down. I just don't remember anything she does at all, really.
Right. And again, most of them just kind of muscle for hire
Uh-huh.
here in this case. Professionals. That's kind of the idea. All right, so we're in the okay, let's see. So we're in basically kind of a nod to the Warner Brothers store. I think it's like what is it, the motion picture store, or it's like it's something pictures store. But anyway, so the kind of this sort of like this museum convention centers where they're all kind of bunking down in here. So Lex, again in his Legion of Doom duds, though, is the point that is he's wearing like the Legion of Doom outfit. With the purple and green and everything to reflect the new era of kind of going forward. He's going to be in blue, he's going to be in green and purple, going forward. So he has a job for him. Help Lex destroy Superman and the Justice League. Bum bum
Mhm.
bum. Okay. Meanwhile, on the Watchtower, Flash and Hawkgirl, they're bantering. Oh, fastest man alive. Remember? He says, "Oh, that's why you can't get a date." Hey.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All the team stuff definitely works. I mean, it's probably just because I'm already familiar with these characters, so it's like, I kind of know what to expect from them, but
I too missed the Warner Brothers store, John. I never went there, but I'm obsessed with their animated series merchandise every time I come across it. Seriously,
was that in Times Square?
I haven't. I don't know, honestly. I really don't. I mean, maybe. I assume it's like literally at the Warner Brothers lot, or at least around Warner Brothers. But
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I know Kevin Smith frequent that place a lot, but I have no idea what that means. Compared to where he is.
I mean, if he frequented that place a lot, then it's probably wasn't in. Well, I don't know. He's in New Jersey, so yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. But, okay. Anyway, let's not get sidetracked. So okay. So again, we're on the
Because honestly,
Watchtower.
with Kevin Smith, it could either be in LA or New York.
Exactly. It is entirely possible. It's the question of like what the year was. We don't have time to
Uh-huh.
do that figuring right now. So Snapper Carr's on the news, and he again the little kind of the Jimmy Olsen for the Justice League. They found a way to make him the kind of Mr. Exposition on the show. He's a newsman. He exposits that there's a hostage situation going on at the Metropolis Federal Building. Oh, it's Metropolis Pictures, not movie. There's Metropolis Pictures because they're in Metropolis still. Okay, so the Metropolis Federal Building is being occupied by a hostage situation. Of course, Batman just saying no biggie, right? Is like Lex. Sorry, earlier Flash said like, oh yeah, so just the two of them got away, big deal, big whoop, and Batman's like, yeah, big whoop, because every night makes a difference in Batman's eyes. Like anyone getting away, it's not good. All right, so we have some fight stuff going on here. We as our hero is going for the rescue. Batman was dealing with Cheetah. We have Superman versus Grundy. Hawkgirl saving some folks, which is nice. Let's see. So Hawkgirl and Grundy, they have an arc in Justice League Unlimited, so it's kind of nice to see that in its infancy here. Let's see. So we the Shade gives the Injustice Gang an advantage by kind of blacking out folks. Batman kicks the Shade in the face, which is beyond awesome.
Also, can I just mention the design of the Shade kind of feels like almost like proto Slender Man.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. Yeah, also, I love that Batman kicking him in the face to save Hawkgirl is kind of a thank you for saving him earlier. It's really it's kind of
Uh-huh.
cute. All right, let's see. So, Ultra Humanite grabs Lex before he falls. Because I hate to see something happen to you, Lex. Oh, I bet you would, because he's paying him. All right, let's see. Luthor gets a lucky shot in on Batman. Which it's a clue for later. It's actually down the line. There's an excuse for man. Luthor's gotten to be a better fighter. There's actually a reason for it, but it's kind of a secret. So we'll get there down the
Right.
line. Okay, let's see. One for there's some action beats here. So anyway, so Batman gets bit by.
So in other
Copperhead.
words, and they fight.
Yeah, a lot of cool action bits. Big surprise. Batman gets bit by Copperhead and he gets poisoned.
That is a dramatic moment to end the fight on. I will say.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So the
Like
villain.
that's like the one thing Copperhead does in these two episodes that actually matters.
And again, theme of the episode: Batman's like, "Don't worry about me. Stop them." So again, Batman he's a little outgunned here, and we're kind of addressing the limitations of Batman compared to his others here. But it's I like that Batman's we're seeing kind of vulnerability on Batman, but kind of subtly.
Uh-huh.
All right, so
I mean,
Injustice
this is
Gangs.
like pretty much the first time that I've seen in Justice League where they basically just acknowledge like you're just a man, Batman. Like all us other folks have powers. We're basically gods. You are literally just a dude.
Yeah, I mean, he
I
got
mean,
taken
obviously
out.
they don't use that dialogue, but
Of course, a little more flowery than that, Tiki. But yeah,
can you imagine Martian Manhunter? You are just a dude, Batman.
God.
Anyways,
But yeah, I mean, Batman gets taken out by the Snake guy.
uh-huh.
All right, so as the Injustice League escape, we got one of theirs, and they got one of ours. Batman's not doing so well. So Batman comes to in the med bay. Yeah, there's a goof. In my opinion, there's a goof with the IV. Where he was like, "Wait a minute, shouldn't his glove be off for that IV to even work?" Like, come on,
right.
like that one was cartoon logic. Like, come on. Like, I'll give it a buy. Like, you can check people's pulses while wearing gloves. I'll give that a buy. Sure, it might be thin material on the glove. Come on.
Okay,
An
Dragon
IV?
is someone who just got out of the hospital a few weeks ago. Like, yeah, taking an IV out is a process.
Yeah, but the fact he's like wearing a glove.
Right.
All right, so Superman showing his, his friendship with Batman. Here he insists that Batman get some rest and not join them for the interrogation. He's like, you were poisoned really badly. So you're staying here. Superman being firm over his buddy's safety.
I love that. I love that it's almost kind of like bratty Bruce Wayne in that moment.
Yeah, that venom almost killed you. So you're staying here. Okay, so as Batman instantly ignores this, he's tracking the Injustice Gang and Martian Manhunter. You know me. I love this dynamic. I love the Martian Manhunter's relationship with Batman here.
Totally.
Where basically Martian Manhunter voices what Batman's thinking here without reading his mind. He basically says he sympathizes with him, saying Batman's feeling out of place and he feels like he has to prove himself, but because he doesn't have powers and he's feeling vulnerable, he says like, no, look, you're a valued member of this team. You shouldn't let that get. And Batman just interrupts him because Batman has no time for sentiment. I'm taking the shuttle unless you want to try and stop me.
All right, so Dragon, I want a rough estimate here. How many times in the DCAU have they ended a part one of a two-parter on, and then the Joker enters the picture? That's got to have happened at least a few times, right?
Not really.
Really?
I didn't really get here. There's a dumb thing where they could only use the Joker so many times in Justice League.
Okay.
Given the way things worked out, but
it just feels like something that'd be like an easy pull to end an episode on.
It really does, though. I hear you, though. It does sound like I mean, had they been able to use the Joker more often, it feels like they might have pulled that. So Lex is chewing out the gang. He's upset, for their failures, and they want well, you get what you pay for. He's suggesting I pay you more money for failure, and just the.
My God! And can I just say this? It's so good. I'm literally just watching the animation right now as he's like caressing Lex, and it's so good.
This Joker enters, and again, these two we haven't seen together since World's Finest, and it's so much fun. It's just Lexi boy.
Right. I don't want to just I already went over it, but I am geeking out about this design. I really like it. It
looks good. It does really look good. Again, they gave him lips. So we didn't give him like the pinpoint eyes.
They also give him the lines back too. I love the emphasis on the lines on his face.
They even gave him like the yellow teeth and eyes again, which he hasn't had since the end of the original animated series. So it's a great splicing of things. So anyway, let's see. So it's done wonders for me. It says how could Essentially, it boils down to I need you like I need Skin Rash. Maybe so, but I know how the bat thinks.
Okay, I'm sorry. This is a great observation from that guy. He says the Joker verse would just be all the Jokers laughing at Jared Leto's forehead tattoo. I can totally picture that. Oh, come on, guys! It's cool.
So again, anyway, so I looked at it, broke up a tense moment. All the villains are Grundy's about to choke, probably snapped Lex's neck because he's insulting him. He says, "Fine, do it. You'll be saving me bedpans and feeding tubes."
Mhm.
I love that Lex is like at that point where he's Lex is getting intimidating for sure. He's got nothing left to lose. So like you're crazy, says Grundy. Enter the Joker. Says it's done wonders for me. And anyways, I know after all that he basically says I know how the bad thing. Says he points out when Lex was fighting Batman, Batman very slyly, perhaps Batman let him land that punch so he could do this. I'm going to throw that out there. Bat Tracer on the back of Lex's collar, which Joker finds, and now Joker has a plan to trap the Batman.
All right.
Which he does, just brutally hits Batman as he just crashes this fake poker game that's going on downstairs. Just a bag full of bricks.
I love the fake poker games like a reference to Almost Got 'Em.
Yep, a little bit. I like to think, Joker's getting the drop on Batman for a change. I like to think you're right about that. So again, one of the epic return of Mark Hamill with the laugh, and it's wonderful. He's just so darn pleased of how funny he is. I got the drop on Batman.
All right.
The animation on that's great. Just so exasperated by his happy laughter. He's like putting a hand to the forehead and everything. It's great. Okay, that brings us to part 2, is where the real meat and potatoes happen. So our setup is Batman's a prisoner. He's in these titanium restraints, and there's a stasis.
Literally, he cannot move at all.
It would seem, yes. He can't move at all. So he's in these
Dragon, you know what they should have restrained?
His mouth.
Yes.
Yes, they should. They should have muzzled him, but they didn't.
Yep.
So he's in these titanium restraints, real Kirby-looking restraints, and there's a stasis field, so the Martian Manhunter can't read his thoughts and can't find out where he is.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to throw it to the comments here.
Right.
Has anyone in the comments seen the new South Park post-COVID special, specifically what they did with Future Butters? If so, Future Butters is totally like Batman in this, where it's like he's literally just like you. Because Dragon, they turned Butters into an NFT, bro, and it's fucking amazing. But I don't want to get distracted by South Park. It's just like literally, there's a subplot of Butters breaking out of an insane asylum by yeah, exactly. Have you heard of NFTs? It's great. Yeah. Oh God! All right, so all right, you guys get what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, Dragon. I'm sorry.
Right. So again,
right.
Beast.
Atomic Beast. I'm sorry. It's 2 out of the 3.
Right.
Anyways.
Okay, so Batman comes to all the villains are there, kind of staring him down. Batman sees Joker. I should have known you'd be in on this. Really, I must be falling into a rut. So Joker's questioning Lex here, like about letting Batman live.
Mm-hmm.
And Lex needs Batman for his plan to work, which we're going to see.
I like how this is like a role reversal of the typical like Joker dynamic of like he's usually the one that wants to keep Batman alive.
Absolutely, but Joker's
but today, fuck it.
It's like I got the advantage. I took him down with a laugh.
Right.
We have him literally dead to rights, and it'll be hilarious, and he can be humiliated in front of all these villains. But what? We can't do it now. So all Joker wants to do in this episode is kill Batman, which is also on brand for the Joker. So anyway, so Lex, let's see. So I have this great moment where Joker's. I love how intimate he is in this scene. Again, the animation, the framing of this, the staging of this is great. Where he's like, you see his hand on Lex's gun that's in his holster here. It's like, Lex, take it from someone who knows. Don't wait. Do it now. Now, honestly, Tiki, what I like to think of it as this is Joker wizened after the animated series. Like every time I put him in a death trap, he escapes. I'm just going to kill him this time. and then you have between this and Batman Beyond, what happens? Like all the really twisted ways I can, like with Return of the Joker, all the twisted ways I can screw with him from that point. So this is kind of like the transition point. I like to think.
Sure.
All right. So, if you don't like how I do it, leave. I love Lex and Joker as an old married couple.
Basically, yeah.
Then we have one of my favorite Joker quotes, but it was in general. I think it was used before this episode. This kind of brought it back. And they say I'm crazy.
So now Tom Beast throws out the logic of Lex could have had Batman unmasked, but Batman might have had a contingency. What do you think of that?
Yeah, and it's like he says of the example here in Public Enemies, Grundy tried to pull the mask off and he got electrocuted, or tear gas in that case. So yeah, Batman usually always has booby traps. The animated series, they for tension, they would have him not booby trap the mask. So there was more just kind of like, it's kind of pulpy, kind of like, oh, they're not going to unmask him because we need the story not to unmask him. So in my head canon, it's always, he's probably after the trial episode, like, I'm always booby trapping my mask. But we never really see it in practice. I like, there's nothing saying it didn't happen.
All right, so Dragon, are we about to get to the war of words?
Well, it's about to start, but we have our title shot here, so we gotta talk about that. So
okay,
so there, you have this moment when the Joker, Batman's arch nemesis, says, "Hey, kill him now," and you say no. You just have this audible silence in the room and doubt, like everyone's staring down Luthor. You see the eye twitch and everything. What? What? Those are titanium restraints. He can't possibly escape. So just Luthor should take that. Basically, he wants to. He needs Batman's pass key so he can plant a bomb in the watchtower. And then this is where we have the title shot here. Batman gets cheeky and it's like, are you going to tell me where your pass key is? Yes. Oh boy! So then they have the belt on the table, and this is again the contingencies we're seeing right now. Even Grundy tries to open Batman's utility belt, and he gets electrocuted by it. Just Joker's having a blast. I told you, shut up. All right. So again, our point here, even without power, even without lifting a finger in the entire episode,
literally,
Batman is not to be underestimated. There's your moral.
Hey, Grundy, I hear you're in need of money. Have you ever heard of NFTs? All right, I'm done with the NFT thing.
Okay, so this is when things begin. The mind games begin with Grundy and the Ultra Humanite who are tasked with
and it's so simple.
Batman.
It's so simple. It's just like, hey, I bet you're not getting paid as much as he's getting paid.
That's preposterous.
Oh God, Dragon, you know what it's a better version of?
What?
Okay, you remember Kick-Assia, the stupid guy who's like in charge of the country, and then when they take over the country, he's like planting little seeds of doubt with everyone.
Yeah, Fritz von Bob.
Exactly. Yeah,
sure.
Reminds me of that guy.
A little bit. So anyway, again, Batman playing these mind games here, where basically he tells Grundy he's been electrocuted, he's been knocked, he had like the knockout gas from the Joker and everything. He deserves more money, and of course, Humanite is very skeptical of this. Now, secretly, and I love this in the episode, especially on the rewatch, Tiki. Secretly, Batman is determining the weak link of who to bribe in this scene, which ultimately he does from Double Cross later. So if you think about it, everything Batman's doing is not just like things in the moment. Like he's working the end game of everything that's happening here. Because right now he's feeling him out. Till later on he's gonna make the move. He needs to get the Ultra Humanite back down there. That's why he's getting rid of everyone else.
Yeah.
So Lex is trying to crack open the belt. He's interrupted by Grundy and the Ultra Humanite fighting, and now the Cheetah's up next.
Oh God. And I'm not gonna lie, Cheetah's the one where I'm just like, all right, Batman's good with the ladies, okay.
Well, we'll get one sec. We gotta go back.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm jumping ahead a little bit. You're right.
Okay. Anyway, also Lex has a really funny line. You idiots are trying or kill me faster than the Kryptonite. All right, so Copperhead. This is a fun scene. So Copperhead's being interrogated by the Flash and Superman, and he ain't scared of Superman. This is a fun thing where Superman's just so frustrated. Why isn't anyone scared of me? Which ultimately nowadays everyone should be scared of Superman. It's like,
oh God.
The simpler times, just such simpler times, and like, it's such a fun idea though. So
it's not like he's a beacon of hope or anything.
So this is why it's special. So when we have this,
not like he symbolizes the good of all humanity. All right, I'm sorry, Dragon.
And that's what's that's what's great about it, where again it's like it makes it all the more special. Like the times when Superman actually might toe the line because he never does that. Well, now it's like, well, he's doing it all the time now. It's just bothersome. It's like, what are you gonna do, Boy Scout? Give me a wedgie, short my sheets. And this line has always been entertaining me. It's like where Superman's just remarking to himself, I don't know how Batman does it. No idea how he does it. Cut to, let's see how Batman does it. So Batman basically goes full James Bond here. He's very sympathetic to Cheetah's origin story about testing her own research on herself here, and even here in Conroy's delivery, Conroy is playing it as suave as he possibly can.
Dragon, he is playing it suave. it's a little too easy. I don't know.
Well,
I
again,
don't.
Tiki, the really cool thing is that what he's really doing here is he's basically making her look bad, so she gets, she
No, I
gets kind of
get that.
ousted.
I totally get that. I'm just saying it's too easy. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. I don't know. Batman's trained at doing everything great, Tiki. I think like schmoozing ladies would be one of those things.
All right.
I don't know. I buy it, regardless. So again, we have like the whole like cats aren't the only ones who are curious, and too much curiosity can be dangerous. Maybe I love
Maybe it's just
danger.
that Batman has a way with cat themed femme fatales, Dragon.
Yeah,
Maybe that's his specialty.
yeah, that's kind of the fun too. It's like the fact that
I can
cats
buy
are.
that. I
That's
can
what I'm
buy that
saying. It
if
plays
I
even
use that
better.
headcanon.
There you go. Yeah. That's what everyone else was thinking when they saw the episode, Tiki. Why not?
There we go. All right, I can buy into it.
But anyway, so little trimey thing makes a little kissy face going on there, and again, all part of the plan. One less foe to deal with, systematically taking them out one by one without lifting a finger,
Mhm.
but maybe a tongue. Okay, so
Whoa!
it was an intimate kiss anyway.
I know.
So.
I know. I'm kidding.
Okay, so let's see. Then we have. I just love this now. Joker. I love this. Like a disturbance in the force. No Mark Hamill joke intentionally intended there, but Joker knows what Batman's doing, and he can sense it in this. She's been down there too long.
Yeah, Joker's like the only one who knows what Batman is capable of, which is great and accurate.
It's just wonderful, and it's like, oh, come on, Lexi. What is your sense of fun?
Uh-huh.
And I just love this as the thing too. It won't cost you a cent. Like the Joker's the only one there not charging him money. The only one.
All right, so I will admit I do really think the image of the three supervillains like flying through the cosmos and that purple energy bubble is pretty funny. Like that's some pretty pulpy shit right there.
Yes. So, by the way, just to get to that point, yeah, they have the bomb. So they unlocked found Batman's pass
Again,
key.
why isn't Bane in this group? I'm literally only like half kidding with that.
All right, so they found Batman's pass key, so they can get into the Watchtower, and you have Star Sapphire. Basically, the only reason she's there is so she can bubble him to the Watchtower. It's the main reason she's there. Yes, so they're going up there. They plant the bomb, and Joker's getting ready to present the findings on the TV. So you'll remember, Cheetah was relieved. The Humanite went down there to relieve her, and that's when the bribe conversation went down off camera. Okay, and also that's why the Humanite excuses himself here, because like, oh, Joker, you nauseate me. He's leaving to call the Justice League. That's what he's doing right now.
Okay, really quick. So on the sides of the debate with Batman, that guy says during his training, Bruce took a week watching James Bond. And I'm sorry, Dragon. I'm sorry, I hate to do this, but politically, I'm kind of leaning with John Kelly here. Everything I know about flirting with women, I learned from Batman, gaslighting them, giving them false sense of security, making them their friends turn on them.
I mean,
it's like,
they were gonna
that's
kill
probably
him.
why this kind of rang a little like, I don't know. Culturally, I don't think it holds up all that well, but it's fine. It's fine. It's not like I'm sitting here clutching my pearls or anything, So
yeah.
All right. John Kelling says Joker is the only one who knows that NFTs are a pyramid scheme. That guy says, and that's why he's a big fan of them. All right.
All right.
Have you ever heard of NFTs? All right.
God. I'm so sick of the NFT thing. All right.
Dragon, if you saw the South Park episode, you'd actually laugh at how close to the Batman scenario it is.
God. All right. So I love that
he
Joker's...
literally uses a piece of paper to talk through the walls, Dragon. And the doctor is so freaked out because he knows what Butters can do with a piece of paper. Anyways, trust me, Dragon, you have to see the episode to get it.
Anyway, I love that, with the utility belt unlocked, Joker's like throwing batarangs and everything, and like the crate that explodes and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, so Joker wheels in like this TV on an AV cart. Basically showing the death of the Justice League live. And then you get to see the sequel. What sequel? It's like after they get them, I get you. It's Joker with popcorn and everything. Just really funny setup. Just the history of Batman and the Joker just being like having a casual conversation while Batman's trapped with nowhere to go. I love that we're at that point in our history. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, so Justice League, they're on the Watchtower. They get a call. They think it's from Batman. It's actually from a mystery caller that we are led to believe is Cheetah. In reality, Ultra Humanite. So they're frantically looking for a bomb. Find at the last second. Luthor not happy.
This is a really cool Flash moment, by the way.
Oh yeah. Oh god, when he's searching, he just tosses it at the last second. That was awesome. Okay, so Luthor, he convinces them all to stay for like just a backup plan here, but for triple the rate, triple the price, which is man, good poor Lex. He's dying, and they're getting for all
They're
this
nickel
money.
and diamond the man and Dragon. This is where he feels the most Mr. Krabs-esque.
Oh yeah, it'll cost you.
Arg.
Oh good. Okay, so all right, let's see. So
John Kelly, you're not going to be able to convince him. So, like he's just not a South Park fan. He can't get into the style.
Afraid not.
And besides, post-COVID, I really feel like the post-COVID stuff only really works for like longtime fans, and he'd be jumping into it as someone who's barely seen any of the series, so he wouldn't understand it even if he did watch it.
Right. Anywho, so Joker. We cut back to Joker on the TV. Oh, they ruined the punchline. He casually tosses over the TV like Nicholson would destroy a TV. Pulls out again. This bit always intimidated. This bit always made me uneasy. I'm always terrified of this weapon, man. Joker pulls out a straight razor.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm glad you. This legitimately feels Heath Ledger Joker-esque. It really does.
Oh yeah, he's getting up there, and then Batman's headbutts him, and before Joker can get back up, Grundy relieves him. Oh come on, Grundy. What's a few nicks between friends? Go away. So yeah. Anyway, so let's see. So the Joker is forced to go away, potty pooper, and Batman, awesomely, he thanks Grundy very. Oh, thank you. If you didn't come here any sooner, he would have. Could I have some water? So yeah, like it's Grundy being a nice guy, by the way. Grundy gives him some water. He shorts
Grundy's
out
always a nice guy.
yeah. He shorts out the stasis field, signaling the Justice League, John Jones, which is going to bring the Justice League. So let's see. So the All right. Oh, by the way, so Lex is given kind of a nod to the old school arc reactor from the Marvel comics here. So we have the chest plate that goes on the Lexo suit.
Oh,
so
I did kind of notice that. Yeah.
So again, like before, like we made like a really awesome arc reactor in the Marvel movies. You had basically a full on chest plate that Tony Stark had to wear. So that's pretty much what it's an homage to. So it's nothing to slow the cancer. Basically, why is Lex still alive during other episodes of Justice League? Well, that's why he's wearing a chest plate. All right, so Lex knows that there's a traitor in their midst, and we go to the footage and the cameras, and we reveal the cheetah kiss, which is like, oh god, and she's very insistent. We know she's not lying, which makes us all the more sad. Like, it's like, but I didn't. I did. I mean, I didn't call. And then Joker, Joy buzzes her, and it's given to Grundy pretty much a what's the of mice and men fate that awaits her. Now, fun fact. She was intended to die in this episode, a la of Mice and Men. Like the implication was Grundy was going to take her away, and she didn't come back. Like he would have kept the kitty, but they made an animation mistake that saved her life. She and Copperhead are in the van at the end, alive. So it saved her life.
Oh,
it was an animation mistake. So yeah, like she was a goner.
Saved by continuity error.
Yeah,
that honestly might be the first time I can think of where I've heard of something like that happening.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see. So
the real trick is that Batman kissed all of them except for Lex and Joker. I can buy it.
Can you imagine
he's a suave man either way.
Can you imagine what world-ending threat would have to happen for Batman to have to kiss the Joker?
Oh, God.
Like for him to have to do that, just
Okay, the worst part of that scenario is that I feel like the Joker would be totally down for it.
Well, we know that for a fact. In comics, the only time they've ever done something like that was Batman performed CPR on the Joker. That's the closest they've ever done.
Right. Oh, God.
Which, oh, God. The fact that this Batman hates this guy so much, the world. Anyway. Okay, where was I going with this? All right, okay, so Martian Manhunter, I love this. The Martian Manhunter's determined to save his friend Batman. I love that he's going in gun-ho to save Batman after they had their heart-to-heart in the earlier scene, because he feels sympathetic towards him. And, Batman did save him in the Secret Origins episode with Superman. So I don't know. Little nugget of like friendship I like to kind of. There's not a lot of it in Justice League, but when it shows up, it's nice. Anyway, so in doing so, Martian Manhunter springs the trap. He gets knocked out, which always happens in Justice League. Unfortunately, he gets knocked out by the Ultra-Humanite staff. It's the thing I'm most sick and tired of in every episode of Justice League. We got to take out the most powerful guy on the team. Like, come on. Anyway, so then it's fight nights, with cartoony statues and props, including the Wonder Twins. I wonder if you caught that.
I did.
Yep. All right, let's see. And again, it's the whole like, we're not super friends, we destroy super friends.
Right.
They have Joker fighting Wonder Woman with the
This ain't your mother's super friends.
Yeah. Okay, so we have Joker like throwing exploding Cupid dolls at Wonder Woman, and we have like the duck gag with the Green Lantern.
Can I just say, Dragon? I know I've been geeking out about it all episode, but I just to put a final nail in the coffin. Fucking full suited Lex is so cool.
So you're really a big fan of the Lexo suit, eh?
I really like the Lex suit. I really do. I really like that it kind of puts him on even footing with Superman physically.
Yeah, plus, again, he's taking what's killing him and turning into a power
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dragon, check the private chat really quick.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Anyway. Okay, so again, Lexo suit looks cool and also kind of designed in the DCAU style because usually it's like a bigger, bulkier, almost like a Hulkbuster armor, but they slimmed it down to make it look really sleek and nice. All right. Where was it? Anyway, so again, we have some
John Killing says Joker tastes like cotton candy and cigarettes.
God. that might be a pull from something, actually. I'm not sure.
Well, I know that there's a movie called Candy and Cigarettes. Anyways.
All right, so we have okay. The point being, the Justice League, they beat the bad guys as they're wont to do. Of course, Lex having that great line with the Lexo suit. The first rule of business: turn every weakness into a strength. With the Kryptonite beams and everything, which is awesome. And then we have the Ultra-Humanite doing the double cross reveal. He was the traitor all along. He uses that same staff he kind of KO'd the Martian Manhunter with to the Lexo suit, as everyone else has been beaten but Lex. And E2 Humanite. All right, so then we have some phenomenal Joker animation, some great Coco animation on the Joker, as he almost like Daffy Duck.
I think the Joker animation just all episode has been really on point, but yeah, you're right. This definitely stands out for sure.
So again, Tiki, one of the rare times in the animated series in the DCAU where Joker breaks the fourth wall, as he did in the comics, where he looks at the camera. Time to go, but first. One bit of unfinished business. So, so kind of that makes strikes like kind of the Looney Tunes pose, and then he goes off, and then we have the big reveal of the episode. So Joker goes down there to where Batman's being held, and Batman's gone. He's pulled a Bat X. He's pulled the ultimate Bat X that took the whole episode.
Right.
Where
and again, his hands are still fucking restrained.
Right. So at this point, though, he's completely gone. And just basically Batman instantly disarms Joker. Plus the way he disarms him too, like one slap as he kind of pulls a bad entrance. You're like slaps it out of his hand, punches him, and Joker's like, "No fair! How'd you get free?" And then we have the reveal. Oh, I could have escaped any time. I just wanted to stick around to keep an eye on you clowns. You're despicable. And then, of course, just gets knocked out, and just like Batman smiles, like, "Yeah, take that, man. I'll punch Joker in the face. Yeah." All right, so then we have the reveal. Additionally, how the heck we learn how Batman escaped as well. Well, the strengths we know anyway. With how the double cross happened and everything. Batman bargained with the Ultra-Humanite. He bribed him to turn on Luthor. Let's see. Yeah. So then after that, it's yes. So Lex is then our ending is just great here. So it's the literal punchline of it all here is Lex is like punching through the cell. Now again, he got his money worth. He's gonna live for a while with that chest plate the Humanite made for him. But Lex is not happy. He's frothing at the mouth, like alive in prison.
But Dragon, do you really want to live if you have to be listening to opera through the next cell 24/7? Well, is that a life that's really worth living?
Well, the answer for me is no. But I
Dragon, I love rock operas, but actual regular opera, I can take or leave. All right.
Wouldn't want to see it in person, but if I just like had in the background, like, okay, well, I'm
I've
in person,
seen
that's
one
all
in
right.
person. I saw the Barber of Seville in person once, and it was odd. It was an odd
That's what I'm
experience.
saying. Opera's really meant to be listened to, not really like seen in person.
Uh-huh.
Okay, anyway, so point being, Lex is like, you turncoat human, I'm gonna back at you. So we reveal the Ultrahuman's Blair in this opera, which is the ultimate kind of like revenge on Lex's, right back to where he started. And we reveal PBS, like this opera's been brought to you thanks to a generous grant from the Ultrahumanite and viewers like you. And it's like this adorable smile from the Ultrahumanite. Just he's so darn pleased with himself.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so any comments you want to shout out before we?
Yeah, just really quickly continuing off of the Batman Joker stuff. That guy says the biggest plot twist would be if Batman had to kiss Joker to save the world, and Batman just goes, honestly, not bad.
Okay, I think we've taken this as far as we're gonna.
Well, no, I'll take it one step further. John Kelling says, Alfred, I kissed a clown, and I liked it.
Oh god.
all right. Blame John Kelling, not me.
All right. Anyway.
Also, that guy says I think Joker should retire the Mastermind game and just sell a show on AMC titled Breaking Bat. But up bump.
Yeah.
But up bump.
All right.
Get it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
For all you Curb fans out there, I'm excited to watch the finale. Anyways.
But bump. I love that John does me one. The DCAU, the Ultrahumanite, saved PBS. That's nice.
right.
That is nice.
All right. What's next?
Well, I mean, final thoughts, Tiki. I mean, you want to round?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm done. Yeah. Okay, so final thoughts. Like talking through the episode, I might appreciate this a little bit more, but I still think that it probably would have benefited from. Like, I just don't think you need that many characters, and I get that it's a big kind of like potluck, if you will. I don't know. It is good though. Like, I do think that primarily the the Lex Grundy, Ultrahumanite, and Joker. Why was I fucking blanking on Joker of all the people?
Yeah, Tiki, he's the one in the purple suit.
I know, right? Those four really sing. I just don't like the other villains. Might have like one or two cool moments a piece, if that. But I don't know. I definitely not to say that I'm not intrigued to see. I'm intrigued to see the Slender Man guy again, but I already forgot his name, so that goes to
the Shade. The Shade.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too hard. Anyways,
because he wears sunglasses and he causes darkness to you.
All right. I wonder what Hal Jordan is doing while Star Sapphire is going around committing. That's what I'm saying. Star Sapphire just barely feels like she almost is just in the episode just so we can get Grundy and go to space. You know what I mean?
No, you're right. That's literally basically that and so Green Lantern has someone to fight. That's pretty
right. So it's like, I don't know, just the Justice League interacting with each other stuff is solid. I just don't think the villain stuff is as good of a team up as.
Well, let me tease something for you. Down the line, I'm not sure we're going to cover this one full as extensively as this one, but there's an episode actually with Gorilla Grodd, Tiki. Okay, no Humanites, so you won't get confused, but there's Gorilla Grodd, and he starts a secret society, and that develops the villains far more than the assortment we have here. So maybe it was a learning curve where down the line they kind of say, okay, well, we're going to develop them a little bit more, then we're going to do a full Legion of Doom. So, baby steps.
All right, Dragon, I think we can pretty much close it out. But before we go, I just want to point out to that guy in particular that I know it's usually on Monday, but just to confirm that guy, tomorrow night, Monday, we will be going live with Dexter. So looking forward to seeing it there. All right, Dragon, take us out.
All right. Batman and Superman.
Oh, and I'm sorry, really quick, Dragon. I'm sorry, just to shout out.
I was wondering if we were going to do this or not.
Just to shout out the three people. Big thanks to Atomic Beast, that guy, and John Kelling. I don't want to snub Atomic Beast and John Kelling there. I'm sorry, Dragon. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right. Batman and Superman at odds. Darkseid returns. Brainiac 2. Can Superman put his vendetta aside to save Apocalypse? Will Batman stop Superman from going too far? Tune in next time to find out. Same animated bat time, same animated bat place.
On the next visit to the animated Batcave with Twilight.
And they say I'm crazy.
So